Well, I'm not hearing you at all. Just tell me when we're on. Welcome to Spacemen Hockey on the Fort Wayne Spacemen Broadcast Network. Tonight from the Parkview Sport One Ice House in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's the final weekend of the regular season, and it starts tonight with the game between the Fort Wayne Spacemen and the Metro Jets Development Program. Good evening, everybody. Along with Brandon Porter, I'm Kent Horman. Glad you could join us for tonight's broadcast of Spacemen Hockey. Spacemen have been great during this homestand so far, an 11-game homestand to close the regular season out. So far, they are 8-1. And Brandon, this is a key game tonight against Metro because these two teams are battling for playoff position, and this game could go a long way to determine who will be in third place in the Midwest East Division.
Yeah, both these teams are separated by just 2 points. The Metro Jets
Well, let's take a look at a couple of the key players in tonight's game. First of all, for Metro, they are led by Mitchell Hoon. He is a talented center from Evansville. In 39 games, he's got 14 goals and 14 assists for 28 points. So he is one of the players to watch as far as Metro is concerned. And on the other side of the coin, for Fort Wayne, Kevin Lapointe. Lapointe has had an outstanding year, probably one of the more consistent players on the Spacemen, a very talented forward. He also mans the point frequently during the power play. He is a tremendous all-around player. Well, let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. First of all, for visiting Metro, starting in goal will be Christopher Eberle. On defense will be Nick Beeman and Jake Eslanian. And up front, on left wing, it'll be Patrick Hayes. On right wing, Bradley Scott. And the center will be the man we just talked about earlier, Mitchell Hoon. So again, for Metro, Eberle in goal. On defense, it'll be Beeman and Eslanian. And then up front, it'll be Zatelli and Patrick Hayes and Mitchell Hoon. Now, the Spacemen starting lineup brought to you by Three Rivers Federal Credit Union. Starting in goal will be Michael Heward. On defense, Carson Salkeld and Austin Buck. And then up front, the talented line of Zachary Steele on left wing, Tom Behrens on right wing, and the captain and the league's leading scorer, Jared Fisher, will be the center. There are some changes tonight to the Fort Wayne lineup. The defenseman Justin Diener was suspended for a game for his hit from behind over the weekend when he checked a player from behind and he went into the boards a little heavily, so Diener was assessed a 1-game suspension. They did pick up a new player, Andrew Gates, who's out of Lake Zurich, Illinois. He will be in the lineup tonight. Now, he can play this weekend, but he will not qualify for the postseason roster. And again, high school hockey obligations have taken some other players out of the lineup. The Perry brothers, Cameron and Devin. And also not dressing tonight will be Grant Siebenhaller, Isaac Gleisner, and Brandon McNeil. And by the way, I'd like to thank the ticket sponsors for Spacemen hockey games, Cap and Cork. And when they do play, unfortunately the Perrys are not in the lineup tonight, but when Devin Perry or Cameron Perry gets a goal or an assist, they are sponsored by Hudamaki Packaging and Labeling. The head coach, of course, for the Spacemen is Kaylee Schrock. His assistant is Josh Moles. And for Metro, their head coach is Justin Crenville. The assistant coach, Jamie Lovell, a former Fort Wayne Comet who won a championship here a number of years ago. And they also have an assistant coach and a goalie coach, Randy Wilson. The referee tonight will be Josh Scott, and his linesmen will be Tyler Fix and Chris Chappelle. So the ice has been cleared. The officials are making their way onto the surface. They're about to position the nets, and we are just moments away from the Spacemen and the Metro taking to the ice as we prepare for the final regular season weekend. Had a chance to talk to Kaylee Schrock, the head coach, a little while ago. We were across the way at the Parkview Sportwind Fieldhouse just having a little meeting, and he said, you know, starting this team from the ground up, when you go back to July, and he didn't really have that many players, had 8 or 9 guys, and then all of a sudden this team just magically comes together. They've had their ups and downs, but they know they had to play a very, very strong schedule of games down the stretch, an 11-game homestand, kind of a quirky schedule where at points in time they were gone for 4 to 6 weeks, and then they come home, and basically from the middle of January to now, this weekend, it's a situation where 11 consecutive home games to close out the regular season, and somebody says, well, that's a tremendous advantage. Well, you still have to go out and play the games, and they have played very, very well, winning 8 of 9 so far. They have the finale tonight with Metro, and we're moments away from the face-off, and then the regular season finale will be Sunday, and that will be a 6 p.m. face-off against Midwest, and that was the team that was in here last weekend that the Spacemen were victorious over by scores of 4-2 and 11-4. So Metro has taken to the ice. They have their traveling road blue uniforms, a deep jet blue with white and red trim, and now we're waiting the arrival of the Fort Wayne Spacemen. But big, big doings here because the Spacemen know they have to win tonight, also win Sunday, and then possibly get a little help. We don't have any official confirmation at this point, but we're hearing that the playoffs, the first round, could potentially start next weekend. Best 2 out of 3, the 3 games would be played here in Fort Wayne. And again, this is not official. When we can get it confirmed, we will pass that along. But we are hearing there's the potential for games here at the Ice House next Friday, Saturday, Sunday in a first-round series. Fort Wayne does know it's likely to host a first-round series. Well, the Spacemen are on the ice as they have their home whites trimmed in orange and black, very similar to the professional team here in town, the Fort Wayne Comets jerseys. So the team's getting some final instructions at their bench, and they are basically taking position at the blue line. And we are just getting the introduction right now for the Spacemen starting lineup. Again, Heward will be in goal. On defense, Carson Salkeld and Austin Buck. And up front, Zachary Steele, Toms Behrens, and Jared Fisher. Big, big game for the Spacemen. Folks, we will take a brief pause as we have the playing of our national anthem. The final strains of our national anthem, so we are just about set for hockey. The teams huddling around their respective coaches at their benches, and it's always good when Metro comes to town to see the former Comet, Jamie Lavelle, who was part of a championship run of the Fort Wayne Comets about 9-10 years ago. So another way, well, we have 2 former Comets here who are giving back to their respective communities by coaching hockey at the junior level. And speaking with head coach Kaylee Schrock of the Spacemen, he said he's very, very gratified by the way this team has come together from where it was day one for training camp and then where it is right now, poised for a good solid playoff run and hoping to close out this home part of their schedule with a couple more victories. To center ice they go, and the draw briefly controlled by Fort Wayne. Barron's bumped off the play. Now they scrum for it along the wall, and going back into his own end to run it down is Jake Aslanian. Now cross ice pass. Metro looks to break in, but it's deflected away. Now it does find its way into the Fort Wayne zone. Briefly, Hayes had it, but that was tipped away. It goes back the other way. Now again, racing it is Zatelli. Zatelli on the off wing, pulls up at the hash, looks for a centering pass, comes down the middle. That's chipped away by Fisher into the corner. Now Hoon trying to dig it out, comes back to the point, cross ice. A quick shot, right on, and a big save by Hewitt. Another big save by Hewitt on the rebound as Hoon was right there on the doorstep. Hewitt for the first save, and he didn't see the puck come through. The puck pounced in the air, and he did the splits and then kicked it out with a big flashing left leg, and we have an icing. So the Spacemen, an immediate scoring opportunity for Metro, and their leading scorer, Mitchell Hoon, almost had goal number 15. So face off in the Fort Wayne zone to the right of Michael Heward. We're just underway. We've played 52 seconds here at the Parkview Sport One Ice House. Comes back to the point again. That shot just goes just a little bit by the post. Now bringing it out is Salkeld. He flips it high off the glass. That's gloved right at the red line and dumped right back into the Fort Wayne zone. Buck takes a heavy hit that time by Nick McDougall. Now it comes back out to center and flipped again toward the Fort Wayne zone, deflected into the corner by the glove of Heward. Salkeld rings it around the wall, but intercepting is Nick McDougall. Now back in the corner, so immediate pressure being put on by Metro. Comes back to the point. That goes off the shin guard of Schwetz and all the way into the zone. That time the goaltender races out to flip it back the other way, and that'll be an icing. That was a little too starchy, so it comes into the Fort Wayne zone for an icing. 18:24 to go here in the first, just underway from the Parkview Sport One Ice House. Face off to the right of Christopher Eberle from Pinckney, Michigan. A joust for the draw, and that time Robbins was trying to pull the puck back. Gates tries to drop to a knee, but it winds up at center. Here's Alvon Berard. Now Berard, who loves to rush the puck, loses an edge and tumbles into the corner. Schwetz is covering for him at the point. Now Robbins is knocked to the seat of his pants. It comes back to Berard. Cross ice he goes. Looks like we're going to have a delayed penalty, and there will be the first penalty of the game, and it will go against Metro, and it'll be a tripping call, and it will come at the 2:05 mark. So we'll see which one of the Metro players goes to the sin bin. And he's having a conversation with the official. Looks like it's going to be Parker Wolders who will go in. 2 for tripping at the 2:05 mark. And so Fort Wayne will go on the power play. The captain, Jared Fisher, who set single season goal scoring and total point records. Buck dumps it back into the corner. Robbins swerves away from one man. Now Fisher gets it back to Buck. Buck quickly cross ice. LaPointe tries to dump it back into the corner. Fort Wayne trying to get situated, and it's intercepted by Metro and just guided the length of the rink. Heward comes out of the net, plays it off the wall. Now Buck leaves for LaPointe. LaPointe loves to trigger the offense on the Fort Wayne power play. Here comes Kevin LaPointe, weaving his way through into the zone. Now they try to throw it toward the goal. That was blocked by Metro, and that'll just be backhanded the length of the rink that time by Darren Kennedy. Fisher comes back, and now he'll lead the breakout. Now Fisher through the zone, but puck is tipped away from him, and Fort Wayne has to regroup. Now Gates, the newcomer, wearing number 79. Well, tries to throw a cross-ice pass, but nobody home, and that's banked off the boards and back into the Fort Wayne zone. 50 seconds remain in the Fort Wayne man advantage. And here comes Gates, leading the rush. Heard good things about this young man. Now cross ice. They try to just get it toward the net, but it's smothered by the goaltender. So Eberle comes out to put the big mid over it. Face off in the Metro zone. Still 39 seconds left in the power play. 16:34 to go in the first, and we are scoreless from the Parkview Sport 1 Ice House. Tom's Barons will take the draw. Goes into the corner. That's wrapped around the boards, and it takes a crazy carom. So Metro is going to try to break out a little bit here. A little 2-on-2. That time Gates steps into his man, and he knocked McDougal off the puck and into the boards. Now Gates will spin away. He'll take a look. Tries to throw a stretch pass right through the middle. And that comes off the backboards, and the goaltender Eberle quickly puts the big glove over it. And that will be an icing. So he waited for it to carry him off the backboards. So the faceoff now comes back into the Fort Wayne zone with just 14 seconds left in the power play and 16:09 to go here in the first. Trey Hoffman into the faceoff against McDougal. Drawn back into the Fort Wayne corner, and Fort Wayne probably has a chance for one last final rush before the power play expires. Right down the slot. Trying to weave it across that time to Zachary Steele was the speedy Trey Huffman. Now the teams are back to even strength, so Fort Wayne didn't get much going on during that first power play. Jack Huffman into the corner. Barons, he's stepped into and taken off the play. Well, it's just launched the length of the rink, and I'm not sure the Metro player knew that the power play was up. So John Taylor just fired at the length of the rink, and then he looked at his bench, looked up at the scoreboard, and thought, oh, the power play has expired. So that brings the face-off back into the Metro zone. Coming into tonight's action, 42 games. Metro with a record of 21-19 and 2 overtime losses, as just off the face-off again, smothered by the goaltender Eberle. And in 42 games, the Spacemen now 19-19, so they're back to the 500 mark. They have suffered a couple of overtime losses and a shootout loss. Salkeld initially skated toward the puck, but thought the better. He'll just play some defense. That's a shot that caroms off the catching glove that time of Heward, so he took a look at that like, wait a second, I was supposed to glove that and hang on to it, but it deflected off. Now Salkeld with a high pass to Austin Buck. Buck bangs it off the boards, and that's going to wind up on goal, so that will negate the icing. Now racing back for it is Nick Beeman, and Metro looking for the breakout. Fort Wayne, though, busts that play right at center ice, and now here come the Spacemen back. Jack Huffman has it deflected off of his stick. Now Salkeld, past one man, fires it deep into the zone, and Salkeld will go for a change as some fresh troops come out for the Spacemen. 14:44 to go here in the scoreless first. Now Gates comes in, takes the hit that time. Dumped back in by Fisher. He's looking for a return pass as he cruises down the slot. Again, broken up by Metro. So it looks like here in the opening 5-6 minutes, it's kind of a feeling out process for the two teams. They've played 3 prior times this year, and Metro holds a 2-1 advantage over Fort Wayne. Now that's just slid off the boards, but intercepted again as that time Hoon just whirls and fires it right back into the Fort Wayne zone. Pretty good forecheck going on right now by Metro. Now they pinch along the wall. They've even got a linesman trapped in there. Now taking over is Hoon. Hoon out of Evansville. And here comes Jack Hoffman. He'll just flip it in and he'll go for a line change. Then he's stepped into by Zatelli as he was trying to head to the Fort Wayne bench. Now back the other way, here comes Hoon trying to spread Rodriguez. Rodriguez takes him wide, it goes back on the stick of Hoon. Now loaded Davis. Davis throws it through the goal mouth, nobody there, comes back to the point. That goes into LaPointe's body. That's going to be a delayed offside, but Cole Rodriguez takes control and fires it on goal. Now Rodriguez will head for the Fort Wayne bench. So quick changes so far here in the opening 7 minutes by the Spacemen. They have been able to build a team of depth over this inaugural year. Now a race for the puck. Comes right down the slot. Look out. That's deflected on a shot that time by Davis. Now losing an edge as he heads toward the corner is Bradley Scott. Now here comes LaPointe looking for the breakout. Ahead to Logan Robbins. Robbins with speed, trying to see if he can outrace Darren Kennedy. Tries to shovel it in front, and Fort Wayne scores! The speed of Logan Robbins, and it set up a beautiful goal mouth pass, and the Spacemen are on the board with the first goal. And it looks like it was Carson Salkeld racing in from the blue line, but that play set up by the tremendous speed of Logan Robbins. Time of the goal, 7:19. The all-important first goal goes to the Spacemen. So it should be Salkeld from Logan Robbins. And the point also picks up a helper on the play, so Salkeld gets the goal. Logan Robbins and Kevin LaPointe the assists at 7:19. 1-0 in favor of the Spacemen. Just a beautiful play. But the great speed of Logan Robbins made that happen. Now, Johnson in on the faceoff. Picked up by Gates. And again, if you're just joining us, Gates a newcomer. Justin Daner was suspended for a hit from behind over the weekend. And so Andrew Gates plugged into the lineup tonight. It's a one-game suspension for Diener, so he should be back on Sunday. Well, let's see what Metro can do as far as an answer. Now Gates loses the puck in his feet briefly. Racing in to try and take it away was Braden Hales. A good forecheck, again, being applied by Metro. That time Mitch Fortin was in there. And the defense digs it out. Bouncing puck goes on goal, and Heward will cover up. You know, now McDougall and Johnson. Looks like we're going to get some penalties. Well, the teams will have to play disciplined hockey. There's no question about that. So, roughing against both, and that will come at 8:09. McDougall and Johnson. And that's the stuff I know that head coach Kaylee Schrock wants to stay away from, is his players taking the unnecessary penalties, the undisciplined penalties, especially stuff that happens after the whistle. So the face-off in the Fort Wayne zone, it was heading toward the net. Berard intercepts. Now he has to spin away from Zatelli. But that's picked up by Hayes. Now back to the point it goes. Steered aside by Heward as Zatelli was camped on the doorstep. Berard trying to clear him out as Zatelli trying to set a screen. Kept in the zone again by Hayes, and he stepped into his authority that time by Buck. Now a loose puck in no man's land. Fort Wayne better clear the zone. Strong pass that deflects off the stick that time of Tom's Barons, and back in the Fort Wayne zone. Berard steers away from Zatelli, and now back the other way. Here come Fort Wayne. Fisher has it taken off of his stick. And that's just backhanded into the zone that time, and taking the heavy hit that time was Zatelli as Fisher stepped into him. Now back the other way. Here comes Barons. Barons comes cross ice to Fisher. Fisher doing a little dance, beats the defender right in front. Big save that time by Eberle. Beautiful pass that time by Fisher, but Barons was denied. Now that comes all the way through. And Carson Salkeld, who scored the Fort Wayne goal, back to regroup. Barons. Well, that Metro forecheck is creating some problems for Fort Wayne. Good job by Eslanian to pinch in. Now here comes Metro back the other way. Salkeld kicks the puck away. And then Smith, who had some good speed coming into the zone, but Heward able to put the big stick out and poke the puck away into the corner. Now as they battle along the boards right at center ice. Lucas Robbins putting some pressure on. Well, Well, Metro has some good size, and that time a big hit that time as Beeman stepped right into Huffman. So Metro is not afraid to play the body, no question. Now the race for the puck is on as Tails is going after it with Gates, but Gates comes away with the puck. Now he comes across to Robbins. Here comes Logan Robbins with his fantastic speed. Robbins motoring in, comes in front. There'll be a penalty, and it's going to be a delayed penalty against Metro. Shot on goal, kicked out of there again by Eberle. And I think we're going to have a slash. I don't think there's any question that Logan Robbins is the fastest player on the ice. This penalty will come at 10:29, and he has used his speed to help set up a goal, and he almost had another there. Looks like that's going to go against Darren Kennedy. So Fort Wayne back on the power play. Kennedy for the slash at 10:29, so the Spacemen back with the man advantage, looking to see if they can pad that lead. Well, the puck squirts out of the zone, so Fort Wayne has to regroup. Spinning away from the forechecker McDougal was Lapointe. Now Lapointe rubbed off along the wall by Parker Wolders, and Metro able to clear the zone. 9 minutes even to go in the first, 1-0 Fort Wayne, just under a minute and a half to go in the power play. Ripping it along the wall that time was Dreyer, but didn't get much of it. Back to Buck. Buck comes across to Fisher. Top of the circle. Fisher shot right on, kicked out of there by Eberle, and then it's cleared the length of the rink. It's a good scoring chance that time by the Spacemen. And here comes Lapointe, and he will trigger the rush out. Banks it off the boards, a little too strong, a little too far ahead for Fisher. Fisher, though, putting a good forecheck on, and Eslanian having a tough time clearing. Doesn't get much on it. It is kept in by Trey Huffman. Now Huffman down low, comes back to Huffman. Comes across. Fisher takes a look. Tries to get it down the middle to Caden Schwetz. Now cross ice. Here's Huffman. Back to the point to Gates. Gates thinks about it. His shot. Blocker save that time by Eberle. 8 minutes to go in the period, 28 in the power play. That time Huffman was trying to tee up a one-timer, but his body angle didn't have him really pointed toward the goal, so now it comes back to Huffman again. Down to the final 14 seconds in the power play. Cannot get past his man that time, Logan Davis, and now here comes Metro poking it ahead, and this could be a good chance. Big shot. Got a little piece of the blocker that time as Tails, a sneaky little wrister, and Heward just got a little bit of his blocker on it to guide it into the corner. Very impressive forecheck so far by Metro. Well, there's another interception that time by Anders Florik. Shot from the point, that goes wide. Watch out for the crazy Karam. Collecting that time is Garrett Benoit. Now back to the point, comes cross ice. Intercepted though. Frankie Hornberg getting his first shift. Time Robbins was stepped into, Lucas Robbins. And now we're under 7 minutes to go in the first. Both teams now at even strength. And it's 1-0 in favor of the Spacemen. Hornberg with a pretty good forecheck. Now Buck takes Florik off the play. Loose puck though towards center. That's a delayed offside, so Metro does a good job on the touch-up. And that's just dumped into the corner. Heward behind the net will stop the puck. Around the wall, and here comes Emmy Johnson with speed, being hounded by Hoon. Johnson, the puck is taken away by Hoon. He banks it off the boards, and here comes Metro back the other way, 2-on-2. Low shot, that's sticked aside that time by Heward, as that was Dylan Tegmeyer, who was a Fort Wayne product. Tegmeyer scored a big goal in an earlier game when Metro defeated the Spacemen earlier in the season. Now under 6 minutes to go in the first. That's again just chipped into the Fort Wayne zone, so Metro doing a lot of dump and chase and sending two men in deep, and there's an interception that time by Zatelli. Now Hoon, ridden off the play by Fisher. Hayes back to the point. That's wide as Zatelli was going for a tip. Another shot. Salkeld gets a stick on it. Now he goes deep as Zatelli is waiting for him, as it's Banged around the wall, but intercepted at the point. There's another shot, and this time Heward able to see it and cover it up. But a good forecheck that time by Zatelli and Hoon. Hayes had his nose in there from time to time, so that was some good pressure put on by that line, kind of pinning the Spacemen back in their own end. 5:26 to go in a fast-paced first period. Robbins battling on the face-off with Garrick Smith. Cross ice, big drive, and again a piece of the blocker, that time by Hayward. Denied Eslanian, he'll try again. Another blocker save that time by Heward, so the blocker's getting a workout here in the first period. And again, Davis intercepts, tries to center, has it again, that goes into a skate. And now, here comes a three-man break, and it's Robbins, Logan Robbins with the speed to Kevin Lapointe. Lapointe puts on the brakes, and the puck is intercepted. Now here comes Metro back the other way with numbers. Taking a look right down the slot. In front shot, big save that time with the stick by Hayward as he denies Scott. Great tic-tac-toe passing that time by Metro. All three forwards touching the puck. Now the puck slides through the goal mouth. Heward able to keep it out. Now Robbins looking for another gear, but he's ridden off the play that time by Logan Davis. 4.5 to go in the first period. Still 1-0 Fort Wayne on the goal by Carson Salkeld. That goes wide. Now Gates tries to slide it up the boards, and it's taken by Hornberg. Now Hornberg stepped into that time by Darren Kennedy. Kept in by Trey Hoffman, or Jack Hoffman, I should say. Trey Hoffman trying to come back and get a piece of the puck. So Jack to brother Trey, and Trey spins away from the check. Well, he's hit twice that time, as that was a Trey Hoffman sandwich, as a couple Metro players got a piece of him. Big hit that time, applied by Gates on Fortin. Drive from the point. That's deflected wide of the goal. That was a dangerous shot. Metro's doing a good job of feeding their point men. And then they have a two-man forecheck that is pinching in deep. And again, Fort Wayne having difficulty clearing the zone. Down to 3.5 minutes to go in the first. Gates able to get a stick on it and bangs it off the boards to center ice. But here comes Metro back the other way, now intercepted by Johnson. Back to Austin Buck. Long pass that does deflect off the stick of Hornberg, so there'll be no icing, and he'll go for a change. Darren Kennedy collects for Metro. And here come the Jets. That goes off the stick that time of Tails. And now back to Berard. Berard comes across to Austin Buck, so Spaceman looking just to kind of regroup and set up a play. Now Berard, who loves to rush the puck, slides through the check that time of Wolders. Fisher steps into Wolders and then comes away with the puck in the corner, but now we're going to have a penalty, and it looks like it'll be the first one on Fort Wayne, and it'll be a holding call. That'll come at 17:16. And it looks like it'll be Fisher who goes in for the hold. So the league's leading scorer will sit 2 minutes for holding at 17:16. And we'll get the first look at the Metro power play. And again, the draw goes back to the point. So Metro trying to set up shop on the power play. Zatelli trying to set a screen in front of the net as he battles with Buck. Now it comes across. Just kind of hopped off the stick that time as Patrick Hayes couldn't get the handle on it. Now deep in the zone, and Eberle comes way out of his goal. That should be icing. Eberle played the puck and banged it off the boards. It went the length of the rink, so that will be a bit of an unforced error by Metro as icing brings the face-off right back into the Metro zone. 2:18 to go here in the first period. 1:34 to go in the holding penalty to Fisher. Point in on the face-off, and he draws it back. In fact, he draws it all the way out of the zone, so racing back, putting the brakes on his Buck as he was able to shed Zatelli that time. Now Fort Wayne dumps it back deep into the Metro zone. Hoon comes across. That's a long pass. So going back and regrouping is Beeman. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first period. 1:10 to go in the power play. Now Hoon slips a couple of checks. He'll spin in the corner. Back to the point again it comes. Eslanian with a low drive, but maybe grazed the outer part of the post as that was off the mark, and a good job by Zachary Steele to flip it high and clear it the length of the rink. So fresh troops for both teams for this final minute and a half of this opening period. 1-0 Fort Wayne. Metro still with 44 seconds of power play time. And racing in with the puck is Garrick Smith. Now it's dumped into the Fort Wayne zone. Heward comes out to play it, goes high off the glass, kept in at the point. Now cross ice through a screen. That's knocked down by Robbins. Robbins just tries to feather a pass to himself. Gets it ahead to his brother Lucas. So we have both the Robbins brothers on the ice right now, Logan and Lucas. 1 minute to go here in this opening period. And here comes Bradley Scott in. Now it comes back to the point. Out of the top of the circle. Hits the crossbar right at the elbow. It hit the goalpost on that snappy shot. So Heward able to keep that out. And Scott loses the battle with Logan Robbins. Fisher is out of the box. And we are down to the final 34 seconds of this first period. And the 1-0 Fort Wayne lead so far has held up. That's just chipped in that time by Tails. Race for the puck. McDougal battling in the corner. Tails back to the point. Now it comes cross ice. It deflects that time off of Gates. Down to the final 10 seconds. Fisher is stepped into by Tails, so Gates comes in to play his man. Now Fisher to Zachary Steele down to 5 seconds, and Steele is going to skate it behind his net. And that will do it in the first period. A very quickly played first period. Not really much as far as penalties, nothing major. And the lone goal by Carson Salkeld has held up through the opening 20 minutes. So I think what they're doing, that Josh Scott is calling one of the players over. It was Mitch Fortin, who was engaging in a few extracurriculars after the horn sounded as the Spacemen head for their locker room. So I think he's saying we're going to keep our whistles ready, and we're going to keep this a clean game and none of this stuff after the fact. So we've played the opening 20 minutes. Fort Wayne leads Metro by the score of 1-0. We'll take a break and come back and recap what happened in the first period. You are watching Spacemen Hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Craw.
Shot hits the post. And a centering feed to Luke Gibson. Shot scores.
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ants in action. Get mad about blue.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Back at the Parkview Sport One Ice House in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Brandon Porter, Kent Horman here in the Spacemen Broadcast Network. A very, very fast-paced opening period. These two teams look very evenly matched, and after the opening 20 minutes, the Fort Wayne Spacemen lead the Metro Jets development program by the score of 1-0. The lone goal came at the 7:19 mark of the first period. Logan Robbins, with his amazing speed, slipped behind the defense after taking a pass from Kevin LaPointe, and then threw it across the goal mouth to Carson Salkeld, and he popped it into the net. And that was the lone goal of the period. Salkeld with the assist to Logan Robbins and Kevin LaPointe at 7:19. Penalties in the first period. Parker Walters of Metro went off for tripping at the 2:05 mark. Nick McDougall of Metro and Emmy Johnson of Fort Wayne each drew roughing penalties at 8:09. Then Darren Kennedy of Metro slashing at 10:29. And Jared Fisher for Fort Wayne went off for holding at 17:16. Shots on goal in the first period favored Metro 12-10. So again, a very balanced first period both ways. These teams very, very similarly matched, and actually their records are somewhat similar as well. This is a huge, huge game as far as playoff implications are concerned, because a win tonight could possibly put the Spacemen in a position to take third place in the division, and they would rather play somebody other than Chicago down the line. Chicago will have a first round bye. But looking at the Midwest East, Chicago has been the class of the division, a record of 35-8. Decatur second at 22-17 and 3 overtime losses. Then you have Metro at 21-19 with 2 overtime losses, and Fort Wayne at 19-19 with 2 overtime losses and a shootout loss. And then the rest of the division is flushed out by Detroit, Midwest, and Motor City. Coming into the game, Metro had scored 125 goals and had given up 117, so they've now given up 118. Fort Wayne with 194 goals scored and 179 yielded, so now they have 195. And again, relatively cleanly played first period. And the double rough that time where McDougall and Johnson went off, just kind of face-washing each other a little bit, and a good job by referee Josh Scott as he held court with Mitch Fortin of Metro after the period, after the horn sounded to end the period, because he said, look, we are not going to have any hijinks, any post-whistle hijinks, whether it's face washing or elbows coming up or sticks coming up. You're here to play hockey, and it was a very, very well-played first period. So good job by Fort Wayne. Again, 1-0. The shots on goal did favor Metro, and Metro 0 for 1 on the power play, and Fort Wayne was 0 for 2. So a very, very good period of hockey, and this is probably, I think, the kind of hockey you're going to see the rest of the way, because two very evenly matched teams, and you would like to think they would try to do a good job of playing disciplined hockey, because there is a lot on the line for this game. So the Zamboni is leaving the ice. The officials will be coming out shortly to reset the nets, and we'll also be seeing the teams coming out to prepare for second period action. So after 20 minutes of play, the Spacemen lead Metro by the score of 1-0. We'll take a break and come back and get ready for period number 2. You are watching Spacemen Hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year, new equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators, or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information. Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Back at the Parkview Sport One Ice House, Brandon Porter, Kent Horman here, the Spacemen Broadcast Network. The officials are placing the nets on their moorings and making sure everything is good as far as the twine. And Metro is returning to the ice. Again, the Metro Jets development program. They're traveling jet blue uniforms with some white trim, a little bit of red in there as well. And we await the return of the Spacemen. And for those trying to still get their arms around the United States Premier Hockey League, it was founded in 2012. Basically for players age 17 to 20. Spacemen in the Midwest East, along with the Chicago Cougars, the Decatur Blaze from Illinois, the Detroit Fighting Irish. This Metro Jets program is from Fraser, Michigan. The Midwest Blackbirds are from Dyer, Indiana, and the Motor City Hockey Club from Troy, Michigan. They are the teams in the Midwest East Division. And the Spacemen have returned. Home whites, orange and black trim. And for those trying to get familiar with Spacemen, that is a tribute to the Fort Wayne Comet Hockey Club, because in the late 60s, their logo was a spaceman. So that is kind of a throwback to the former logo that the Comets wore on their jerseys, and of course to also pay tribute to the partnership they have with the Comets. Orange and black, our main colors, and it was kind of a treat last weekend when Fort Wayne hosted Midwest. They did reverse jerseys where Midwest wore their whites and the Spacemen wore their road blacks, and everybody was oohing and eyeing at those jerseys. In fact, a lot of people were hoping that next season that the staff makes replica jerseys. They do have some outstanding souvenirs and hats and shirts and sweatshirts and things like that, hoodies. So you can get Spacemen gear on the Spacemen site. A lot of people are hoping they make replica jerseys for next season. You know, they're trying to get the net situated that the starting goaltender Christopher Eberle is defending. Looks like they have that set to go. And we will come to center for the face-off. Robbins and Zatelli, and we are underway and controlled by Kevin LaPointe. He'll just flip it in with the backhand. Good pressure applied by the Spacemen and kept into the zone. Now carried out that time by Beeman. A lot of congested play in the neutral zone in the first period, and it's kind of picking up where it left off here in the second. Now racing in to play the puck behind the net was Islanian. Steps into his man. There's a shot from the point right on, and that is smothered by Heward. Quick shot by Beeman, and that was right on. So we have played 32 seconds of period number 2. It's 1-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. A key game in terms of standings in the division, and then Fort Wayne will wrap up the regular season with a 6 p.m. face-off Sunday against Midwest, a team that they defeated twice last weekend here at the Ice House, and then they await the playoff pairings. It's tipped out by Behrens. Fisher tries to get a stick on it and dump it into the corner. Now along the wall, Behrens bumps into his man, Fortin. And there's a drive that's gloved by Heward, and he'll just hang on as McDougal firing from virtually center ice, and Heward decided to glove it and then just take the face off. So the face off in the Fort Wayne zone to the right of the big Fort Wayne goaltender, Michael Heward. It's Fisher against Nick McDougal on the draw. And controlled by Fisher. It's banged off the boards. And Fort Wayne clears the zone, but quickly getting the puck and firing it back in is Braden Tales. Heward stops it behind the net. Now Fisher to Tom's Behrens. Behrens tries to go to center, deflects off the stick of Steele, but Berard able to poke it ahead. Berard loves to rush in from that defensive spot, and now kept in by Zachary Steele. Steele dumps it behind the net. Tales trying to come out with it, comes back to the point. That's a tip right on as Berard fired the shot, and Steele just got a stick on it. Boy, Berard paid the price as he took a heavy hit after he flipped it on goal. Now it's banked off the boards. Zachary Steele sheds the check of Tales. They battle behind the net, looking for a chance to center. Behrens comes away, but his pass cannot be contained by Berard. McDougal with the forecheck. Behrens just chips it. And here comes Zachary Steele. Steele one-on-one with Dreyer. Steele little toe drag, tries to center, but intercepted that time on a good play by Wolders to come back and get into that passing lane. Fired right back into the zone. Fort Wayne touches up. Eberle stops. So it's Fort Wayne now with a good forecheck as Johnson pestering Walters, and it's back to center. Cross ice pass. Huffman. Robbins tries a little tip pass to Johnson. Robbins again to Johnson. The backhander goes wide. Lucas Robbins back to the point. That one-timer from Gates that time goes over the top of the net. He had good wood on it, but it was a little too high. So now it's the Fort Wayne forecheck paying some dividends. Another quick shot by Gates. That's deflected away. Scott tries to rub it off the wall. Now it comes back to Wolders in front of his net, and he'll flip it high off the glass, and that should be an icing against Metro. So good offensive pressure that time by the Spacemen. 17:03 left in period number 2. It is 1-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. So Fort Wayne will get a fresh line out there. Smith on the draw against Logan Robbins. And LaPointe trying to cycle right in front. Now he'll go behind the net. Kevin LaPointe so strong with the puck. Centers, big kick save that time. A beautiful centering pass to Schwetz, and Eberle with a tremendous kick save with the left leg. Now they battle down low. Robbins is pinned by both Smith and Dreyer, and it's Robbins coming away with the puck. Back to the point, cross ice, one-timer. That was sticked aside. Looked like Schwetz was trying to get a little tip in. Now Schwetz is hit hard into the wall by Bradley Scott. Comes back to the point again. Buck unloads that big shot. Glove save, Eberle. So Christopher Eberle, a couple of great saves here early in period number 2. to keep this a one-goal game. It's 1-0 in favor of the Spacemen. Face off to the right of Christopher Eberle. Logan Robbins battling with Florick. Pass goes through Robbins as they were trying to find him in the high slot, so Berard goes back and regroups for Fort Wayne. And now here come the Spacemen. Robbins again with that blazing speed, looking to center. Goes right through the wickets that time at LaPointe, but it comes back to the point. Berard flips it high. That gets past Logan Robbins. Back behind the net. LaPointe battling for the puck. Now it comes along the wall. Berard pinches in. Davis can't clear, but back the other way. Here comes Benoit. Slips past the poke check attempt of Schwetz. Benoit looks to center. Through the goal mouth it goes. Darren Kennedy tried to get a stick on it. And now behind the net, Fort Wayne just rings it along the wall, and it's cleared to center. Good job by Schwetz. And back the other way, resetting is Blake Sheridan, but Fort Wayne intercepts, penetrating the zone. Behrens tries to center to Fisher. Fisher spins and puts it right on, and another great pad save by Eberle. That one. And now Fort Wayne again with some good forechecking pressure, but Christopher Eberle has been a difference maker here in the first 5 minutes of this 1-0 game. The Carson Salkeld goal in the first period has given Fort Wayne that 1-0 lead. Now Hornberg in the corner trying to make something happen. Comes along the wall. Jack Huffman just dumps it into the corner with the backhand, centering attempt. That's poked out of there by Sheridan. And now, well, right near the circle, Gates fired it into Davis, and Davis paid the price as it probably got him right below the shin guard and above the skate. Now Fisher banks it off the wall. Hornberg a quick look over the shoulder. His backhand pass is intercepted by Sheridan, but Fisher steps in. Now he tries to center. Now Sheridan pokes the puck away, and here comes Metro. But good anticipation that time as that was intercepted. Boy, a stick save by Eberle, and he put it out kind of 8 to 10 feet in front of the net, and he was fortunate he had a teammate there to collect. Now Patrick Hayes trying to go into the Fort Wayne zone. Jack Hoffman wraps it around the wall. Well, the pass attempt that time by Robbins went off the linesman. So Jack Hoffman back at his own end. Hoon putting some pressure on. Long cross-eyes pass. Johnson does get a stick on it to deflect, but Eslanian comes back the other way, and now onto the stick of Hayes. Hayes takes the return pass, spins at the half wall, takes another return pass at the top of the circle. Wrist shot, that goes through. Again, good pressure in the slot. Eslanian, big save that time by Heward. Well, both goaltenders are playing excellent hockey. Now Eberle races out. He'll fire the pass ahead, but it's intercepted by Gates. Gates, the newcomer, stepping in to fill in for Justin Diener, who was suspended for a hit from behind last weekend. Comes along the wall. Buck tries to fire it on goal. It goes off a skate, intercepted, and back the other way. Here comes Fortin. Fortin tries to come across that time to Hayes. Back to the point. Dumped into the corner. Fortin putting pressure on Salkeld. Here comes Austin Buck leading the breakout. Buck with speed. Flipped it over to Trey Hoffman, who just dumped it into the corner as Fort Wayne goes for a line change. Now racing after the puck is Schwetz as he tries to battle tails. Comes back to the point. Salkeld with the high backhander again behind the net. Who's going to win the race for the puck? And coming away with it is Taylor. Logan Robbins gives him a shove. Fort Wayne intercepts. This shot, that time by Salkeld and gloved by Eberle. And after the fact, again, we're getting a little bit of jousting between players. Logan Robbins taking exception to Aslani and working him over. A lot on the line in this game. This game will go a long way toward determining who finishes third and who finishes fourth in the division, and that will be key come playoff time. Now Florick battling Robbins on the face-off. Schwetz and Robbins collide and go tumbling down. Now back the other way. Here comes Florick. Florick with a quick shot. That's a big save by Heward. Hoon tries to pounce on the rebound. It comes back to the point, but intercepted by Fort Wayne, and here comes Kevin LaPointe. LaPointe on the off wing. LaPointe trying to get past his defender. Beeman looks to center, deflected back into the corner, and here comes Beeman back the other way. Beeman with a long cross-eyes pass. That's a little strong that time for Garrett Benoit. Benoit steps into Rodriguez. Berard controls behind the net and feeds it ahead to Schwetz. Schwetz, good pass to Robbins. Robbins with that speed. Leaves for the point. Centered right in front. Shot. Big save. Then the save by Eberle, denying Schwetz on the short side. Back and forth hockey, and both goaltenders have done a fantastic job so far. 11:16 to go in period 2. It's 1-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. Now Berard spins away from Bradley Scott. Well, there is that oppressive forecheck again by Metro. Now Hornberg tries to get it ahead to Behrens. Here comes Fisher. Fisher has some space. Fisher in front. Score! Great play by Fisher. Took the pass, had some open ice, and then with his body language, he feigned the goaltender like he was going to go to the backhand, and then flipped it high, stick side. Huge goal by Fisher, and it's 2-0 in favor of the Spacemen. The time of the goal, 9:08. And Fisher continues to pad his single-season goal-scoring record. What a job by Jared Fisher. Hornberg picks up the helper, so Fisher the goal. Hornberg the assist at 9:08, and Fort Wayne coming right back for more, putting more pressure on. Well, if not for the tremendous goaltending of Christopher Eberle, it could be a whole lot worse. Still, just a 2-0 Fort Wayne lead, and at the other end, Michael Heward has made some outstanding stops as well. Now Hayes on the draw against Fisher. Behrens tries to get it back to the point, but that's chipped out by Zatelli. But big Austin Buckwell, he loses it to Hoon. Quick shot, goes right over the shoulder that time. I think it grazed Heward, and now back the other way. Here come the Spacemen. Here comes Fisher. Fisher tries to feed it across that time to Behrens. Meanwhile, Hornberg was being collared by Aslanian, and now back the other way. Here comes Mitchell Hoon. Hoon, the leading scorer for Metro, has Jack Hoffman right in his hip. Hoffman pinches him off the play along the back wall. And it's cleared and head to Zachary Taylor. He tries to get it to Behrens, who turns it to center. Spinning and losing the puck was Darren Kennedy, but picking it up very quickly that time was Parker Walters. Now Fisher goes back, and he's able to shed one of the Spaceman players. And then he's hit high that time by Hoon. I don't think the referee saw that behind the play, but Fisher got hit very, very high by Hoon, and Fisher is skating to the bench. Now back to the point. Big drive. That doesn't get through as Buck really teed off on one. So we're going to have to check out how Jared Fisher is, as he took a high hit behind the play by Hoon. Now cross-eyes that time. Steele was trying to find Lucas Robbins. Puck flipped toward the goal, and Eberle will just slide out and cover it up. Well, that probably is a break for Metro, because it was behind the play, and it looked like Hoon hit Jared Fisher high and perhaps right around that chin or neck area with his stick. I think Buck is mentioning something to Josh Scott, like, hey, you probably missed one behind the play there, but they play on. Well, the rule, it was an unfair drop, so Logan Robbins will do it all again with tails. 2 ticks above 9 minutes to go here in period 2, and it's 2-0 Fort Wayne. Salkeld able to keep it in, backhanded into the corner. Trying to ring it around the boards that time was Derek Dreyer. Now Robbins feeds the point. Salkeld with a shot, right on, and Eberle springs out to cover up. So the face-off remains in the Metro zone to the right of Christopher Eberle. Draw controlled by Metro, dumped behind the net, and Dreher passes ahead. That time Logan Robbins steps heavily into his man as he just absolutely leveled Braden Tails. So the physicality will be picking up. I don't think there's any question about that. And now Dreher skates out for Metro. Gets it ahead. That was in the heels that time of Fortin. Well, LaPointe steps into his man. We're at 8:16 to go here in the second period. 2-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. Flip towards center. But banging it out of the zone that time was Dreher. Now here come the Spacemen. Cross-ice pass, just a little too strong that time for Schwetz as Buck was roaring in from his defensive spot. Dreher bangs it off the wall. That time LaPointe played it with the skate, but back the other way, here comes Fortin. Now Fortin to McDougal. McDougal with speed tries to get around Behrens, who rides him into the back wall. And they clear back to center. Now here comes Beeman. Beeman back the other way, being hounded by Behrens. Here's some space this time now by Benoit. They try to center it through the goal mouth. The big stick takes it out of there. Now they come back to the point. That time McDougal tried to slide one through, and Fort Wayne just bangs it out, and the race is on for the loose puck, but it will be icing against Fort Wayne as Aslanian had a few steps on the point. So a pretty good scoring opportunity that time for Metro. 7:20 to go in period number 2. 2-0 in favor of the Spacemen. A huge division game between the Metro Jets development program and the Fort Wayne Spacemen. The Spacemen in their inaugural season in the USPHL, and a win tonight would put them over the 500 mark. What an accomplishment that would be. Now here come the Spacemen breaking out. Just flipped into the zone. Eberle plays it with the stick and then flips it to the wall. Eberle very good with his stick. A goalie can have so much of a benefit if he really is good at playing the puck, especially with the stick. Big shot that time, and a save by Heward. Benoit was in there. A couple of Metro players were in there looking for a rebound, but Michael Heward, who's also had a good game in goal, did a great job of holding his ground. And it looks like we're going to have a penalty. Looks like Hornberg is going to go off for high sticking. This will come at 13:08. First penalty of the period. And it goes against Hornberg. So Metro on the power play. A goal here would be huge for Metro, but Fort Wayne manages to win the draw that time from Zitelli. But it comes back to the point. Aslanian gets it across to Hayes. Now Hayes at the top of the circle. Great poke check that time by Fort Wayne. And when you've got Logan Robbins out there, you basically have a road runner. So Fort Wayne doing a great job of getting the puck deep. And now back the other way, here comes Beeman. He'll flip it into the zone. Berard tries to get a stick on it. Wrapped around the wall. And cleared by Fort Wayne. So far a good job by the Fort Wayne defenders, as here comes Beeman back the other way. Nick Beeman out of Traverse City, Michigan. Beeman carrying the puck. Takes a heavy hit that time. And Fort Wayne able to clear the loose puck again the length of the rink. 1 minute left in the power play. 5:50 to go here in period 2. It's been a very fast-paced hockey game. 2-0 in favor of the Fort Wayne Spacemen. Gates steps into his man. Now Fortin comes in, and he digs the puck out. Now Gates rides him off the play heavily into the glass. And coming back the other way, again, Metro trying to set up its power play. Cross ice it goes. Quick shot. What a glove save that time by Heward. Sneaky shot by Parker Walters. And Heward flashed out the big mitt and was able to reel it in. .5:25 left here in period 2. 33 seconds left in the Metro power play. Nick McDougal on the draw for Metro against Logan Robbins, and again Metro controlling, trying to set up something behind the net. Buck tries to clear but can't get it done, but it hops over the stick that time of Dreher. Now Dreher takes a hit from Buck, comes back the other way, and here comes Parker Walters. Walters trying to beat Berard. Now it comes back to the point, and Buck pokes it away. It's Buck one-on-one, but winning the race that time, and quickly chipping it to center was Dreher. Well, now just down to 2 seconds and 1, and Fort Wayne has choked off the power play shot on goal. Heward with the stop. He'll just leave it for Buck. Now it comes to the half wall. LaPointe manages to clear, and here come the Spacemen now with a chance. Well, centering pass that time, and it deflected off a Metro player's stick as Schwetz was looking for Logan Robbins, but it went up into the netting, so a face-off will be in the Metro zone with 4:37 to go here in the second period. Fort Wayne goals by Carson Salkeld in the first. Jared Fisher here in the second period to stake them to the 2-0 lead. Off the draw, Davis comes away with the puck, and he leads the breakout for Metro. Tries to serve it ahead that time to Garrick Smith. Now right at the goal mouth. Shot is on, but able to cover it up that time was Heward. Pretty solid puck movement that time by Metro. Fort Wayne will bring some fresh troops out. Bradley Scott, a good-sized right wing for Metro, 6'4". Now off the draw, Fisher able to control it and spring free. Now he tries to beat his defender. Stepped into that time by Bradley Scott. That squirts out of the zone, and the race is on. This will not be icing, as it's Gates battling with Logan Davis for the puck. Now Scott steps into his man, and now here comes Fisher with speed. Fisher trying to beat Beeman. Fisher comes right down the slot, little toe drag. He's bumped off the play, and then he takes a hit that time by Eslanian. Now Hornberg battling along the wall. And we could have more penalty time coming up, and I think it's going to be against Eslanian. Looked like he put a pretty good horse collar on Jared Fisher. So this will come at 16-13. And it will be Eslanian. So Fort Wayne will go on the power play. Zachary Steele will take the draw against Benoit. Eslanian for a slash. And now Fort Wayne will try to get its power play set up. That time Steele was yanked off the play, and it's dumped deep into the Fort Wayne zone. Heward comes out behind his net, and he will leave for the newcomer, Andrew Gates. Banks it off the wall, goes behind the net. Eberle leaves. And that is just dusted the length of the rink by Taylor. So Heward leaves, and Fort Wayne has to reset once again. 1:16 left in the Fort Wayne power play. 3 minutes to go here in period 2. 2-0 Spacemen. And that pass attempt was poked away, and racing back the other way, one-on-one. That quick shot was chipped over the net by Benoit as that was deflected. Now Gates and Berard control the puck, and here comes Fort Wayne on the breakout. Cross ice it comes. Racing in with speed is Zachary Steele, but he's taken off the play that time by Nick McDougal. And LaPointe could not keep the puck in, as once again it has cleared the length of the rink. So they'll reset once again with about 30 seconds left in the man advantage. That was a stretch pass intended for Fisher. Fisher comes away with it. He looks, he shoots, he scores! Big break for Fort Wayne as the stretch pass was deflected by Metro, and then it flipped between the defenders, right onto the stick of Fisher. He broke in and once again made no mistake. A power play goal, Fisher's second of the game. It comes at 17:46. And now it's 3-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. What a play by Fisher. And the goals just keep on coming. You know, Fisher may have a chance. There's a period and change left in this one, and one more game on Sunday. He may have a shot at 60. And that will be icing. So LaPointe picks up his second assist of the game, and Austin Buck also had a helper. So Fisher on the power play, Buck and LaPointe on the assist at 17:46. But there is that time-honored saying in hockey that the toughest lead to hold is a 3-goal lead, and it's 3-0 Fort Wayne. Trey Hoffman bumped off the puck as it winds up on the goal, and Eberle covers up. Amy Johnson was fishing around for a loose biscuit. Well, Metro trying to regroup. It'll be tails against Johnson. Johnson just tries to guide it into the corner, but Metro comes away with it. Banks off the wall rather awkwardly, and now here comes Fort Wayne just dumping in again. Well, Lucas Robbins now pinned along the wall is Emmy Johnson by a pair of Metro defenders, but Johnson's got a really big, strong body, and he's tough to take off his pins. Now it comes to center, and it's McDougal just trying to chip it in. He'll chase it down. Cole Rodriguez will be on him. Now Berard takes him off the play in the corner. Now Berard loses an edge. He's spun around. Can Fort Wayne just clear it? Yes. Big hit that time by Beeman on Huffman. Now back the other way. It's Lucas Robbins. Walters has stepped into that time by Trey Huffman. He's knocked on his fanny. And now back the other way. Here come Metro. Braden Tails ridden off the play by Buck as we have a minute to go in the period. That was almost too many men on the ice right in the middle of a line change for Metro. Now advancing the puck ahead is Blake Sheridan. But Fort Wayne controls behind its own net. Again, a long stretch pass. Here it comes for Steele. Steele feeds it ahead. Oh, and Trey Hoffman just couldn't quite accept the pass. It was a hard pass, and it just flipped off his stick. Otherwise, he was in alone. Now Buck to Fisher. Fisher backhands it to Steele. Steele goes into the corner for Hornberg. Down to 26 seconds to go in the period. So Fort Wayne now has the pressure on in the offensive end. Metro looking to break it out, and it's cleared to center, but Salkeld knocks it down. Fisher can't quite get past his defender, Bradley Scott. Now Hornberg going after the puck. A lot more hop in the step of the Spacemen here in period number 2. Right at the side of the net, Fisher tries to see if he can cash in. He's tied up by Kennedy, and that will do it for the period. So a couple of goals by the league's leading scorer, Jared Fisher, gives Fort Wayne a 3-0 lead. As the teams head for their respective locker rooms, Fisher having a bit of a chat with Darren Kennedy because they were tied up right near the side of the net, and I think Fisher said, yeah, I know you weren't trying to do anything ornery. So we have played 40 minutes of hockey. After 2 periods, the Spacemen lead Metro by the score of 3-0. We'll take a break and we'll come back and recap what happened in the second period. You are watching Fort Wayne Spacemen Hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Complex, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Crawl.
Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Gibbs for shot, scores!
The rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ant in action. Get mad about blue.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Sports Medicine's integrated sports dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it. Certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Back at the Parkview Sport One Ice House in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Brandon Porter, Kent Horman here in the Spacemen Broadcast Network. We have completed 2 periods of play, and the Spacemen lead the Metro Jets development program by the score of 3-0. That man, the league's leading scorer, Jared Fisher, came to life in period number 2, as Fisher scored on an assist from Frankie Hornberg at 9:08 to make it 2-0 Fort Wayne. And then on the power play, it was Fisher again as he netted his second goal of the match at 17:46. The assist going to Austin Buck and Kevin Lapointe. So Fisher 2 more goals and Fort Wayne with the 3-0 lead. Again, this has been a relatively penalty-free hockey game. Frankie Hornberg went off 2 minutes for high sticking at 13:08. And then the other penalty was a Jake Aslanian slash. That came at 16:13, and that set up the Fisher power play goal, his second of the game. So 3-0 in favor of the Spacemen. Shots on goal favored Metro again. They had 13, the Spacemen had 10. So for a 2-period total, Metro has 25, and Fort Wayne has 20. So again, this is a pivotal game as far as playoff implications. Starting tonight, Metro in 42 games had a record of 21-19 with 2 overtime losses. The Spacemen 19-19, 2 overtime losses and a shootout loss. So Fort Wayne has a chance to maybe slither past MJ if they can win this game and then win the game on Sunday against Midwest. And of course, when the Blackbirds were here last weekend, Fort Wayne won both of those games by the scores of 4-2 and 11-4. A win tonight would make Fort Wayne 9-1 during this 11-game season-ending homestand. So that's exactly what Kaylee Schrock, the head coach of the Spacemen, was looking for. More consistency, more continuity, and knowing this team really had to make hay on home ice to put itself in a strong playoff position. And again, there's still 20 minutes of hockey left. This is a good Metro hockey team, and they've got some very talented players. You take a look at their roster. They may not be the most offensive-minded team. Their leading scorers are Mitchell Hoon and Brandon Zatelli, each with 28 points. Their leading goal scorer is Mitch Fortin with 16. But they seem like they're a very consistent team up and down. They've got good size. They've got good speed. They play solid defense, and they have received outstanding goaltending tonight by Christopher Eberle. This is his 14th start. He has a record of 7-6, but his goals against average coming into tonight was a fine 2.38. So you have to figure that they're talking in those respective locker rooms right now. Head coach Kaylee Schrock of the Spacemen is saying, guys, keep the foot on the pedal, keep the foot on the gas, and do not let up. And again, it's just that old hockey tradition that 3-goal lead is the toughest lead to hang on to. You know, in the other locker room, head coach Justin Quenville will be telling his team, look, 20 minutes, and if we can win the period, and if they can win the period convincingly, they still have a chance to come back and win this hockey game. So, again, you have to give all the credit in the world to the Spacemen for the way they have played. This homestand started January 17th. With 3 games against Decatur. They won 2 of the 3. Their lone loss was a 4-3 shootout loss to Decatur. Since then, they have reeled off back-to-back victories over Columbus, back-to-back victories over the Fighting Irish, back-to-back victories last weekend over Midwest. So they are 8-1 during this 11-game homestand, and if they can come away with a victory tonight over Metro, they will be 9-1. With a chance to make it 10 out of 11 with a victory Sunday in the season finale against Midwest. And again, they await their playoff fate. Nothing is official yet. We are hearing there is a high likelihood that Fort Wayne will host a first-round playoff series here at the Parkview Sport One Ice House. It's the best 2 out of 3, and all 3 games will be played here in Fort Wayne. Potentially, again, this potentially, nothing is locked in, but they could be played next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, they're cleaning up the ice. It's just about finished. They'll be repositioning the nets, and then the teams will arrive for the start of period number 3. We'll take a break, and when we come back, third period action between the Spacemen and Metro, Fort Wayne leading by the score of 3-0. This is Spacemen Hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Crawl.
Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Gibson. Shot scores!
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ant in action. Get mad about blue.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, Nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Just about set for third period action at the Parkview Sport One Ice House. Brendan Porter, Kent Horman here on the Spacemen Broadcast Network. And the Spacemen have returned to the ice. Jared Fisher, the captain, who has 2 more goals in this banner season where he has broken the single-season record for goals scored and for points. The league's leading scorer gave Michael Heward a big slap on the pads because when you think about it, from my perspective, Christopher Eberle has been sensational in goal for Metro. He had really no chance on the 3 goals Fort Wayne has scored. But at the other end, Michael Heward has 25 saves. Metro has outshot Fort Wayne 25-20. And this is kind of interesting. Well, we still have about 1 minute and 16 seconds on the clock before they're supposed to blow the whistle and get ready for third period action. But the Spacemen have already returned to the ice, and we have not seen the return yet of the Metro Jets development team, which would lead me to believe that head coach Justin Quinville has had them in the room for quite a while. Just saying, boys, you have to know the importance of this game, so you've got one chance to turn it around here in the third period. And we are still awaiting the arrival of Metro. There was a situation during one of the games last week against Midwest where I think head coach Kaylee Schrock wasn't exactly pleased with the way the Spacemen were playing, and Fort Wayne was very, very late in returning to the ice, and you can precariously risk a delay of game penalty if you don't get on the ice when you're supposed to prepare for the start of a period. Now Metro is coming out of its locker room. It's giving head coach Kaylee Schrock a little extra time to huddle with his players around the Fort Wayne bench. But this has been a goaltending show by the starting goaltenders, Christopher Eberle of Metro and Michael Heward of Fort Wayne. Again, Fort Wayne with a day off tomorrow, then they will conclude their first regular season, this inaugural season in the USPHL with the Midwest Blackbirds, coming to town for a 6 p.m. face-off on Sunday, and then they await their playoff fate. So our officials, referee Josh Scott, linesman Tyler Fix, and Chris Chappelle, getting set to go, and we are just about set to start the third period. Fort Wayne on top of Metro by the score of 3-0. Logan Robbins comes to center, and we are underway in the third period. The draw comes back. Briefly, Schwetz loses his stick, and then LaPointe tries to dump it in the zone. Buck is tied up with one of the Metro players, Patrick Hayes, and there is going to be a penalty right off the hop to start the third period. Let's see who's going to get it. And it looks like there's going to be another penalty handed out. So this could be an interesting moment here to start period number 3. Just 16 seconds in, Salkeld is going to the box, and Buck is going to the box. Just 16 seconds in. 2 Fort Wayne players go to the box, Salkeld and Buck. And this is the last thing that head coach Kaylee Schrock was to see. It looks like a Metro player is going off as well. So it'll be Zatelli. So there will be at least coincidental minors. But there will be a power play for Metro. Buck and Salkeld go off for Fort Wayne. Zatelli is off for Metro. And Josh Scott is talking to the respective captains, telling them what's going on. So the face-off will be in the Fort Wayne zone, to the right of Michael Heward. Robbins on the face-off with Hayes. It's back to the point. Shot right on, and it's a chest save that time by Heward. Now Hayes comes back to the point, takes the return pass, dances in, fires that right over the top of the crossbar, kept in at the point by Beeman. Now once again it comes back to the point. Big drive that time, that's deflected away and up into the netting. As Aslanian with a good wrist shot, but that hit some traffic right in front of Michael Heward and deflected up into the screen. So that burned about 31 seconds of the power play. LaPointe and Fortin will be in for the draw. Goes toward the hash, and Fortin tips it back to the point. Aslanian, pad save that time by Heward. Steele can't quite chip it off the wall and get it out. Now LaPointe, he has it taken away. Trey Huffman, or Jack Huffman, tries to get a stick on it. Dumped into the corner where Mitchell Hoon tries to get it back to the point. Hayes stepped into by Jack Huffman. Now Gates can't get in there. Well, it's almost like a team picture in the corner. LaPointe stepped into that time by Hayes. Well, meanwhile, time is burning off the clock. Now it comes cross ice. Right in front. Oh, a tip attempt that time by Hoon. And one of the Fort Wayne defenders got in there and deflected it away. Now Hoon tries to play. Jack Huffman, though, well, he has his pocket picked by Hayes. Hayes tries to go back to the point. That was blocked by LaPointe. Now once again, cross ice pass. Hayes will spin. Just 16 seconds left in the power play. Now Beeman was sneaking in from his defensive spot. And Fort Wayne manages to clear, and that should do it for the power play. So Salkeld and Zatelli went off for roughing. Meanwhile, Buck was called for a hold at the 16-second mark, but now the Spacemen are back at full strength. And we have played about 2.5 minutes here of period 3 with Fort Wayne on top 3-0. Now Emmy Johnson to Trey Huffman. Back behind the net, Berard chases down the puck along the wall. Berard, who loves to rush the puck, darts past one man, heads into the corner. He's met that time by Dreher. Hornberg comes in on the play. Fort Wayne looking to center. But here comes Metro. Now the puck is cleared to center. Emmy Johnson gathers for Fort Wayne. Gets it ahead to Berard. A little too strong for him. That's off his stick. Now Derek Dreher with the long pass. Chipped into the Fort Wayne zone. Emmy Johnson rings it around the wall. Hornberg has it taken off of his stick and dumped right back into the Fort Wayne corner. So here comes that Metro forecheck, and it looks like now they're sending 3 men deep. Berard on the breakout, bumped off the play by Logan Davis. Into the Metro zone. Hornberg bumps his man off the play. And icing is waved off just as Cole Rodriguez was coming on for his shift. Rodriguez to center. Fisher got a stick on it. And now Tom's Behrens. Behrens into the corner, looks over his shoulder, has Sheridan on him. Comes back to the point. Buck tries to throw it on goal. That misses. Rodriguez steps into one, and that's deflected wide. And now Metro looking for a breakout. This has been a very, very fast-paced game. Big check that time by Fisher as he stepped into his man. And he knocked John Taylor right to the ice. Shot right on, and that's covered up by Eberle. So 15:52 to go in period number 3. The Spacemen on top by the score of 3-0. Looks like Fort Wayne is, well, they're going to make a full line change. Initially it was just the defenseman. So you have Logan Robbins and LaPointe and Schwetz out there. Metro tries to clear, but Fort Wayne able to keep it in. Good job by Gates that time. But Metro back the other way. That's banged off the board. It's going to wind up on goal, and Heward will just cover up with Benoit right on the doorstep. Well, Fort Wayne right now in control with the 3-0 lead, but it just takes one play, one turnover, one quick shot, and Metro can get right back in this game. Now Tails won the draw. That's off the skate that time of Logan Robbins. Benoit couldn't get a stick on it. Schwetz, that's a high hit that time by Darren Kennedy, as that was a little bit of head hunting. And now here comes Metro back the other way, trying to break out with numbers. That's just flipped in that time by Braden Tails, and now again Heward will just step out, and Fort Wayne's going to make sure it's going to clear that goal mouth. Beeman likes to rush in from his defensive spot from time to time, and he was camped on the doorstep, but Heward does a great job of controlling the puck. Anytime he thinks there's some sort of a question, he'll just pounce out, smother it, take the face off, and live to fight another day. Fisher cleanly wins the draw. Buck has it intercepted. Tip attempt that time goes off the side of the net. Now racing after it. That was a good tip by Dylan Tegmeyer, the Fort Wayne product. And that's the length of the rink, and that will be icing. So the face-off comes back into the Fort Wayne zone with 14:51 to go. 3-0 in favor of the Spacemen over Metro. So the Fisher line is out for Fort Wayne. It's Jared Fisher having a conversation with Carson Salkeld. Zatelli on the draw. Fisher wins it, and breaking out is Tom's Behrens. Behrens with speed. Behrens trying to weave past the defense. Looked to center. Fisher was the trailer on the play. Now Metro comes back the other way. It's flipped in. Racing in is Zatelli. Fort Wayne, though, behind the net looking to clear off the wall, and they get the job done. Jake Aslanian in his own zone being hounded by Behrens. Aslanian comes right up the middle. That's in the back of the skate that time of Patrick Hayes. Another big hit that time by Zachary Steele as he dusts Hayes. Now here comes Behrens. Behrens, though, ridden off the play that time on a good check by Parker Walters. Metro trying to make anything possible happen offensively as we come down to the 14-minute mark of period 3. And a good sweep check that time by Salkeld. Now Steele bumped off the play. Fort Wayne getting some fresh forces out there. Intercepted by Behrens. Behrens has a man ahead. It looked like Steele got spun around, and this will be icing. A tough break for Fort Wayne, as just as he was trying to feed the pass to Steele, he got spun around, and the puck slid past him, and it wound up being an icing call. Cole Rodriguez was attempting to spring Steele on that play. Had a chance to talk to Cole prior to the game, and he had spent some time in New York, and he said that city was just too big. Very, very happy and comfortable in Fort Wayne. A big shot that time, right off the faceoff by Bradley Scott. Heward got a slight piece of it, and it went over the top of the net. Now back the other way, Garrick Smith just tries to bang it off the wall. Berard feeds it ahead. Getting a stick on it is Trey Huffman, but that's chipped off the glass. And now here comes Metro again. Little toe drag. That shot goes wide. Racing forward is Smith. Stepped into that time by Trey Huffman. And now back with speed. Here comes Lucas Robbins. Robbins trying to dance around the defense. He's having a tough time getting around Beeman. They go into the corner. Jimmy Johnson trying to battle for the puck. Now Trey Hoffman using his speed and hustle trying to chase the biscuit down. 13 minutes to go in period 3. It's 3-0 Fort Wayne. Rodriguez. That's ahead for Lucas Robbins. Robbins will just dump it in behind the net. And Trey Huffman, hustling into the corner, steps into his man, Dreher. I think you're going to see these teams finishing a lot more checks here down the stretch over the final 12 and a half. Now Metro again looking for the breakout, but Logan Robbins rides his man off the play. Puck dumped into the zone. Jack Hoffman being pursued by Nick McDougal. McDougal likes to play the body. And now back the other way. That pass is thrown behind Gates, but Jack Hoffman is there. And now back the other way. Here comes Schwetz. Schwetz stepped into by McDougal. Try to get a centering pass in front. And Fort Wayne doing a great job of just trying to keep the puck deep. Oh, there's a bad hit from behind. That's going to be a penalty against Metro. That's one of those dangerous plays. That could be a major. That was somewhat uncalled for, and it was interesting because Darren Kennedy's been teeing off on some people, and that was a very, very dangerous play. This penalty will come at 7:54. And it's Kennedy. I believe that was Kevin LaPointe he hit. So 7:54 the penalty. And let's see what they do. Because in a game last week against Midwest, Justin Diener was penalized. He was given a match for checking from behind, and he subsequently was issued a one-game suspension, so he's not playing tonight. And I think we may have the same situation here where this will be a match penalty, and Kennedy will be ejected. A 5-minute major is going on the board. So Kennedy will be ejected. So the checking from behind call, similar to what happened last week with Justin Diener, 5-minute major, and Kennedy is ejected. The time of the penalty is 7:54. So a huge advantage now for the Spacemen. As they have a 3-0 lead with just over 12 minutes to play. And the 5-minute major to Darren Kennedy for checking from behind, a dangerous play, and he was ejected. And if it follows what happened true to form with Justin Diener, the Spaceman, he will perhaps be suspended the next game that Metro plays. Well, now let's see if Fort Wayne can make some hay on this 5-minute power play, kept in by Buck. Well, the point couldn't quite keep it in, and it's offside called against the Spacemen. 11:44 to go in the third period, 4 minutes and 38 seconds on the power play for the Spacemen after the major penalty assessed to Darren Kennedy, and he was ejected. Now Buck goes cross ice to Fisher. Fisher will be looking for the hat trick at some point. Right in front, there's a shot right on, and a big save by Eberle. Great pass right on the stick of Schwetz, but Eberle came out to cut the angle down and was able to make the save. Fort Wayne wins the draw cleanly. Buck just steps up, snaps the shot that goes just wide. Rebound kicked into the corner. And it is cleared. And it's going to be a race for the puck. Fisher will hustle. And it looks like there'll be a slashing penalty called. And that will come at 8:37. And Kaylee Schrock cannot be happy with that. That was a rather needless penalty as Buck just slashed the stick out of the Metro player's hands. So now the teams will skate 4-on-4. Fort Wayne will still have power play time because there's 4:17 left in the major penalty that was assessed to Kennedy. Ray Huffman battling with Satelli, and Berard breaks out, so Berard and Jack Hoffman on the breakout. But Berard has it poked away. Now Gates will dance into the zone. Gates weaving through the defense. Here comes Gates. Oh, and the shot just slides by. Yeah, really did a good job of putting that left pad down, but what moves that time by Andrew Gates to slide through the Metro defense. Now Trey Huffman spins around, comes cross ice to brother Jack. Now Jack into the zone. Passes to himself between his legs. That was kind of a nifty play as he's bumped off the play by Derek Dreyer. Now back to the point. Gates tries to dump it deep, but intercepted, banged off the boards, and Gates can't keep it in. And 4-on-4 hockey, a little more open. Metro was looking for a breakout. Now it comes across to Trey Huffman. Tries to feed it back. Gates Again, spins away from a defender. He does a good job of controlling the puck. Looks to center that time. The Huffman brothers were both there. Now it comes back to Cole Rodriguez. His shot, gloved that time by Eberle. And the teams will get some fresh troops out there. 10:14 to go in the game. 51 seconds left in the penalty to Buck. 3 minutes and 8 seconds left in that major penalty that was assessed to Darren Kennedy. Well, time is becoming a favorite for the Spacemen, and it's going to start working against Metro as they trail 3-0, and we are just about at the halfway mark of period 3. Now here comes Metro trying to go on the attack. The centering attempt goes wide. Benoit can't quite track down Rodriguez. Johnson stepped into that time by Scott, and here comes Carson Salkeld banking it off the boards for Tom's Barons. Slithering in there, though, was Beeman. He's knocked off the play. Now Barons using his big body to control the puck. It's 4-on-4 hockey. One-timer by Salkeld. Does kind of get through, but deflects a little bit wide. Rodriguez shot sails wide as well. And we're down to 9.5 to go. 3-0 Fort Wayne. Beeman looking for the breakout. That's dumped into the Fort Wayne zone, and that time Benoit goes for the line change. And you have to figure here pretty soon as Scott intercepts the play, tries to throw it back to the point, but Taylor was pinching in. Now Fort Wayne goes back on the power play for 2 minutes as we approach the 9-minute mark of period 3. So right now, time is the friend of the Spaceman. It's the enemy of Metro. Pass a little too strong by LaPointe. Delayed offside called on the Spacemen, so they'll have to touch up and clear the zone. So now Fisher will come in and put some forechecking pressure on as that is launched the length of the rink. And LaPointe will go back and play for the Spacemen as he leads the breakout with Buck on his flank. LaPointe with speed. Tries to bank it off the wall, but Buck wasn't there yet, so Metro just collects and fires it the length of the rink. We're down to 1:20 left in the Fort Wayne power play. 8:24 left in the match. 3-0 Spaceman. Fisher with speed. Gets past one man, puts on the brakes, comes back to the point to Buck. Buck takes a look. Back to Fisher. Fisher tries to get it to center, now back to the point. LaPointe tees off, blocker save that time by Eberle. Into the corner trying to clear was Mitch Fortin. Now they pinch along the back wall at the 8-minute mark of period number 3. Well, Metro figuring if we can just pin the puck along the wall, that'll take time off the power play. It's also taking time off the game clock. Fort Wayne is just fine with that. Now Buck waltzes in. One-timer by Fisher. And that goes off the glove that time, into the glove of Christopher Eberle. Still 34 seconds left in the man advantage for the Spacemen. But this would be quite a moment for Fort Wayne, as it would put them over the 500 mark, a place they haven't occupied since very, very early in the season. Zachary Steele on the draw. Comes back to Berard. Berard uses his body to separate Logan Davis. Comes back to the point. Gates. There's a quick shot by Barons. That deflects back into the corner. Barons has it. Draws the crowd of 2 Metro players. Again, they try to center. Gates with a quick shot. Sticked aside that time by Eberle. Just 10 seconds left in the Fort Wayne power play. Can they get one more opportunity? Bank to the point. Gates takes a look. Just flips the shot on. Again, the blocker saved that time by Eberle. Rebound, and he corrals that. And the penalty is up, so no blood drawn on that penalty. And we are down to the final 7 minutes. Again, Fort Wayne has the day off tomorrow. And their inaugural season, regular season play, will conclude Sunday, a 6 p.m. face-off, not the usual 12:45 face-off, but a 6 o'clock face-off against Midwest, a team that they handled right here at the Ice House last weekend. Now, referee Josh Scott skates over to the Fort Wayne bench. He's having a conversation with head coach Kaylee Schrock. Seems to be satisfied. Now he skates over and talks to head coach Justin Quinville. And I wonder if there's an issue with maybe a player or somebody on the roster, if he actually was in the lineup card. There was an addition tonight. Andrew Gates playing his first game for Fort Wayne with the suspension to Justin Daner. But Gates is not eligible to play in the playoffs. So Fort Wayne content right now just to keep the puck and the clock moving. We are down to 6:42. They have done a great job of bottling up this Metro team tonight. But it only takes one play. Now Beeman tries to waltz through the slot, flips it over the net. Zatelli chasing it down. Beeman somehow pulls Hornberg out from underneath his skates. Kept in at the point. Dumped into the corner, and the race is on for the puck. Hoon going after it. He'll try to come away with it. Hoon, the leading scorer of this team, along with Brandon Zatelli. Now Fort Wayne in the breakout. That passes behind Lucas Robbins, so he'll just dump it behind the net and go for a line change. And Rodriguez wins the race and just chips it back into the Metro zone. Now under 6 to go. Spinning in the zoned end that time is John Taylor. Now ahead to Hoon. Hoon tries to flip it ahead, but intercepted. Rodriguez banks it heavily off the wall. And John Taylor has to go back and regroup for Metro. Hoon tries to flip it off the wall. He goes for a line change. Here's Berard. Berard just dumping again. Now Blake Sheridan has to track it down. So Fort Wayne has had a good forecheck, but not a risky one, and the defensemen are staying home. So they are letting the clock do the work. There's a centering pass. Quick shot that time by LaPointe. Good save by Eberle. And the rebound is covered up. Oh, what an opportunity as LaPointe took the centering pass, shot right on, and Christopher Eberle with another great save. 5:17 left in the third, 3-0 Fort Wayne. Logan Robbins, who's had a great game on the faceoff, he wins it, comes back to the point. Rodriguez has it caught up in his feet, and it's taken away from him. Now the cross-ice pass, Berard should win the race. Actually blowing a tire that time was Beeman, so he slid into the wall, and Fort Wayne will just dump it deep. Schwetz behind the net. And Metro looks to clear to center, but it's too strong, and Andrew Gates takes it for Fort Wayne. Tries to spin away from Tails, draws another Metro player. As that was Dylan Tegmeyer trying to come in and help out with the forecheck. Now here comes Metro again, just trying to make anything happen, but that time a great job by Gates to stand the Metro player up right at the blue line. Now cycled along the wall, kept in at the point. There's a shot that goes off the skates that time of Scott and Fisher, dumped back into the corner. Tegmeyer trying to find a way to center. Now racing forward is Taylor. Taylor spins. Tries to throw it through the goal mouth. It goes off the side of the net. And here comes Berard with the breakout. Pass ahead for Steele. The race is on, and Zachary Steele rides his man, Eslanian, back into the well in the corner. Well, Metro trying to make anything happen, and you even wonder if there's going to be a point in the game where head coach Justin Quenville might pull the goaltender. Now dancing in again is Huffman. Doing a great job of keeping the puck deep. Now Behrens, very strong on his skates. Aslanian trying to take him off the play. Yeah, 4 Metro players in the corner, so Fort Wayne is doing a great job of just frustrating him. That time Gates tries to get a shot through, but it's deflected, but Gates hustles back and rides his man. Tails off the play. Down under 3.5 to go. Ahead to Fisher. Fisher has some ice. He's going to try to get past one defender. He comes in, the shot, big save again, rebound, another save. As that time Fisher used his speed to beat Taylor. Eberle holding his ground and covering the post. Denied Fisher, and then the rebound. Well, Metro pulling out all stops, trying to make something happen. Benoit guides it back behind the net. McDougall, big hit. Now they're exchanging some jousting back there. And it looks like Well, Benoit wants to fight. He wants to fight Salkeld. So there will be penalty time here as Benoit is actually trying to throw punches. So, and Salkeld hasn't really dropped his gloves yet. So we will have penalty time here with just under 3 minutes to go. Benoit and Salkeld. Well, that just shows you pure frustration, as Benoit wasted no time dropping the gloves and he wanted to fight. So this will come at the 17:07 mark. Salkeld has already left to go back to the Fort Wayne locker room. So let's see if there are going to be some minor penalties before the gloves came off. And quite frankly, it was Benoit who dropped the gloves. Salkeld, I think, waited to the very last second to drop his gloves. $3-0 in favor of the Spacemen, 2:53 to go. This would be a huge victory for Fort Wayne. And then they will have the day off tomorrow to await the arrival of the Midwest Blackbirds, and a team they handled last weekend, winning last Saturday 4-2, and then really turning up the gas on Sunday and winning 11-4. So they're pulling Garrett Benoit out of the box, and he will head to the Metro locker room. Yeah, Benoit's a pretty stocky kid, 5'11", 200-pounder out of Grosse Pointe Farms, Michigan. Most of these players on this Metro Jets development team are Michiganders. So let's see where they put the face-off. No penalty time has gone up on the clock yet, so maybe it's just majors to both. So fighting majors end the night for Benoit and Salkeld. The face-off in the Fort Wayne zone. That's where the altercation started. Kind of a bouncing puck off the draw. They tie up in the circle. Does Johnson and Floric, and Fort Wayne able to break out. Berard loves to rush the puck. Here comes Berard trying to slide past Beeman. That shot goes wide. Kept in by Buck. Now Buck has some space to walk in. His quick shot. He scores! What a shot by Austin Buck! That should do it. Austin Buck snapped a wicked wrist shot. Just past the blocker that time, short side, beating Eberly, and it's 4-0 in favor of the Spacemen. The time of the goal, 17:26. And Austin Buck with the goal to make it 4-0. And a great job that time by the Spacemen to keep the puck in the Metro zone. So now we're down to 2.5 minutes left. Buck with the goal. So Buck with the unassisted goal, because they're saying it was Metro trying to clear the zone, and Buck stepped into the passing lane, intercepted, walked right in and scored. So the unassisted Buck goal at 17:26 makes it a 4-0 game as the clock winds down to about 2 minutes to go. Good job that time by Huffman to clear the front of the goal. Well, Metro now is just pouring everybody deep in the Fort Wayne zone, trying to create some sort of havoc, a turnover, and then a shot on goal. Now Fort Wayne looks to break it out with 100 seconds left in the game. Jimmy Johnson and Lucas Robbins, and they manage to clear to center. Beeman controls. Kevin LaPointe just jumped on the ice, tried for a poke check. Now the puck is dumped deep. Here's Gates, who's had a fine game in his debut. Andrew Gates has just fit right in. You can tell this guy has some kind of talent. Steps into his man, knocks Hoon off the play. Now Huffman rings it around the boards and finds Kevin LaPointe. LaPointe able to avoid the checks. Now LaPointe just walks into the zone. His quick shot, that just goes a little bit wide. We're under a minute to go. And that'll be offsides. That's a delayed offside, so Jack Huffman can control. Now across the gates, Fort Wayne will just play a little keep away. That's a little too strong for LaPointe. Down to the final 40 seconds, there's a drive that goes off of Huffman. Another drive, that time it's blocked by Gates as Zatelli was bidding for a shot. Another drive blocked by LaPointe. So the Fort Wayne players are paying the price, trying to preserve the shutout from Michael Heward. Now Zatelli tries to take the puck away from Logan Robbins. Now Gates and Heward are getting hooked up. Now Robbins, stepped into by Zatelli. They try to get it in front. Hoon can't quite gather it. Down to the final 10 seconds. Down to 7. They're just battling in the corner. Down to the final 5, 3, 2, and this is going to do it. And the Spacemen win 4-0. And Hoon, he wants a piece of somebody. Now he tries to put a stick into Trey Huffman. That's totally unnecessary. But the Spacemen celebrating as they win 4-0, a huge victory by the Spacemen over Metro. We'll take a break and we'll recap the action. You are watching Fort Wayne Spacemen hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Cross.
Shot hits the post. And the center feed to Luke Gibson. Shot scores!
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ants in action. Get mad about blue.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Back at the Parkview Sport One Ice House for the final time, a great night for the Fort Wayne Spacemen in a key division game. The Spacemen come up with a huge 4-0 victory over the Metro Jets development program. With the victory, Fort Wayne is now 20-19 for the season with 2 overtime losses. They also have a shootout loss, but that puts them over the 500 mark, and Metro now drops to 21-20 with 2 overtime losses. So it's going to come down to the final game of the season to see who finishes third and who finishes fourth in the division. Of course, Chicago heads and tails has been the class of the division all season. Recapping what happened in the third period, and it was still a bit of a back-and-forth hockey game, but Austin Buck really gave Fort Wayne the final bit of breathing room. With about 2.5 minutes to go at the 17:26 mark, Buck with an unassisted goal. That gave Fort Wayne the 4-0 lead. Things did get a little bit dicey in period 3. You had Carson Salkeld and also Zatelli go off for Metro, as Brennan Zatelli and Salkeld got roughing penalties at the 16-second mark. Austin Buck was also called for holding at that 16-second mark. And then you had Darren Kennedy with a very dangerous play. He was called for a 5-minute major for checking from behind. That caused him to be ejected. That came at 7:54. Buck picked up a slash at 8:37. And then toward the end of the game, you had Garrett Benoit and Carson Salkeld, each with 5 for fighting, and they were ejected from the game as well, that coming at 17:07. Shots on goal in the third period favored Fort Wayne 11-10. Again, it was a great goaltending display as Metro outshot Fort Wayne for the night 35-31. But if I were giving 3 stars, I would give the number 1 star to Fort Wayne goaltender Michael Heward, who stopped all 35 shots that Metro put on him. I would also give a star to the goaltender Christopher Eberle for Metro because he was sensational in the net. You really couldn't fault him for any of the goals. And then, of course, another star, of course, would be Jared Fisher, the league's leading scorer, who added 2 more goals in this game. So a big win for the Spacemen. They'll probably have a skate tomorrow, but they have the day off as far as any kind of game action, and then they will prepare for the regular season finale, probably a game they expect to be able to control because they handled the Midwest Blackbirds here a week ago, winning 2 games, and Midwest comes in for the regular season finale Sunday, a 6 p.m. face-off, and then the Spacemen will await their first-round playoff opponent, and the dates of the games, we are hearing, nothing official, but we are hearing potentially that there would be home playoff games next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but that has not been officially announced at this point. We do know 2 things. Tonight, the Spacemen win by the score of 4-0, and then Sunday, they'll play their final regular season game when Midwest comes to town for a 6 p.m. face-off. That'll do it for tonight's action. For Brandon Porter, my name is Kent Horman. Thank you so much for joining us, and once again, the final score of tonight's USPHL hockey game, the Fort Wayne Spacemen 4 and the Metro Jets Development Program 0. You've been watching